Anybody else who have anti-gay views and who voted for you, do you reject their votes because they're homophobic?
No more than Labour rejected them when they voted for Labour. Our leading campaigner, leading woman campaigner, by the way, in our campaign, was herself gay. I am, as is quite well known, because I quite often have to say it, I'm the holder of a Stonewall Award.
But when you were in Parliament for Bethnal Green and Bow, you abstained on some of the votes about LGBT issues. So I think you slightly exaggerate. But tell me,
simply not true.
It is true, and people can check. But George, let me ask you: are those Muslims wrong to have anti-gay views?
Let me answer. I was a campaigner for gay rights before you were born. I was given a commendation from Stonewall when you were in short trousers. I have an impeccable voting.
Are you going to answer my question, George?
As can be inspected in the House of Commons on gay rights.
And I have inspected it. George, answer my question. Are those Muslim voters wrong to have anti-gay views?
Yes, anyone
okay.
has.
And now my next question, because you're always the victim in these, is about Nazanin Zaghari-Ratcliffe, who's been locked up in Iran.
Neither are you my interrogator. I wasn't finished answering your last question, so let me do so. I am a campaigner for gay rights, long before you were born. That's the answer to your question.
But hang on.
If the people who I don't know, and you don't know, what the views about gay rights are of the thousands of people that voted.
Well, we do know because we saw the evidence on the streets and we've seen the polling.
Okay, Benjamin, what's your final question for George?
Islamophobic assumption, because equality covers many fields, of course. Not just gays are entitled to equality. And they're entitled.
George, can I ask my question? I think we've got the gist of your answer by now, haven't we?
Entirely baseless.
We've got the gist of your answer, which is that you're always the victim, and it's just a coincidence that for 20 years of your political career, you have been surrounded by stirring up hatred against minorities and other people, and that is pure coincidence as far as you're concerned. Now, one victim that's real is Nazanin Zaghari-Ratcliffe, who's been locked up in Iran. Am I going to get the question? I think we've heard your answer.
What it is pure libel.
Well, you say that a lot.
No way of knowing who voted for me, what their religion is, what their ethnicity is.
We know what you do.
Or what their attitude to homosexuality is.
Okay.
Can I get my question in?
George, Benjamin has one final question.
That's all that you are.
My question is, a real victim is Nazanin Zaghari-Ratcliffe, who's been locked up in Iran for 5 years and just got locked up again on the nonsense claims of propaganda activities. Do you condemn Iran?
Is that my fault? Why are you throwing that at me?
Because you defend so many of the people in that parts of the world, and it's a question that you can ask any politician. It's a relevant political question. So do you condemn Iran?
You're some racist. What, they all look alike, do they?
No, George, you're a politician, and that's a relevant question about a British...
Okay, Benjamin, let George answer. Let George answer the question.
This lady. What are you talking about, man? Dan, I appeal to you. Get this man under control.
Why don't you answer the question?
Well, Benjamin's asked the question now. We're a broad church here, George.
What do I have to do?
Do you condemn Iran?
Of Nazanin. I've been trying to get her out, you half-wit.
In what way?
In ways that are none of your business.
Oh, so you can't tell us?
Only, and are the business only of her family. I met her family on television, and I've been trying to get her out ever since. Pipe down. I've had enough of you.
Okay. And do you still support Assad?
Benjamin, that was your last question.